All right, guys, welcome back to yet another episode of the Caffeine and Octane Podcast. This show is brought to you by Ride Lounge, Atlanta's fastest growing vehicle storage and social club, located in Peachtree Corners, with two more on the way due later this year, both Milton and Midtown Atlanta. Exciting stuff. I'm your host, Grant Van Brewer. Over the years, I've worked with companies like McLaren, Porsche, BMW, and others. And today we've got a very special episode, a father and son duo who turned a shared love of cars into a business together. Please welcome Mike Riordan of Fly My Ride.
How you doing, Grant? Very nice. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. And Mike, before we talk about Fly My Ride at all, tell me who you are. What does life look like outside of the business?
So I'm Atlanta born and bred, actually sixth generation Atlantan, if you can believe that.
Wow.
So one of the rare.
That's rare.
That's a rare breed, yeah, for sure. So I've got 4 kids. One of them is my oldest daughter's about to get married in July. So
Congrats.
Thank you very much. So I've got 2 college graduates. My oldest son, Patrick, who's the one who came back, operates the business. And my other 2 are still in college. So yeah, so I'm kind of on the end of the scheme as it goes as far as kids go.
Yeah, absolutely. And Fly My Ride, you guys are detailing, obviously, you know, the subject matter is cars, so clearly cars have been a part of your life in a real way. When did that start? What's the earliest car memory that stuck with you?
So I got to tell you, I thought about that. When you and I were off camera, we were talking about like, what's your favorite action star? You're a Van Damme guy, and I was an Arnold guy, and so back you're younger than I am, but back in those days, you had 3 channels on the TV, right? Like, what were you watching? And so we used to eat dinner and sit down. And I mean, the very first thing you fell in love with was, with the Bullitt Mustang, right? You're watching that every night with the family. And then, of course, it turned into, the Dukes of Hazzard and the General Lee and the Dodge Charger. And then from there, it went to Magnum PI, and the 308.
Miami Vice.
And then Miami Vice, right? My kids are watching that now. So, so that's kind of my first experience. It's like you have these, these cool guys, but these, more importantly, the cool cars. So that was kind of my first run into, I love these cars.
Yeah, absolutely. And when did the car hobby become something more than just transportation for you? Like, when did it turn into a lifestyle?
It's always been there, ingrained from the beginning. I just always felt like the car was a part of your personality. So no matter what you drove, I wanted something to be different. I could never necessarily afford what I wanted to be, but I always got something that was cool enough to where it just set you apart from everybody else. I think that's part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. What's the most meaningful car you've ever owned? Like one that still comes up when you think about the history, all that kind of stuff.
Well, that's an easy one. So in 1980, my dad ordered a brand new 1981 K5 Blazer. And when I was in high school, I worked hard enough and bought that car from him. And
cool.
that truck is now sitting in a lot waiting for me to restore it back to its originality. So that is my go-to car when I think about it. I know it's not anything exciting, but for me, there's so much nostalgia there.
I mean, I think it fits perfectly into what Caffeine and Octane is all about. It's not just exotics. It's not just, the JDM stuff or the European stuff, but really every square inch of the automotive culture,
Absolutely.
essentially.
Yeah.
And so Caffeine and Octane, at least of recently, has been a part of your car life. I mean, what does that mean for you and your business and personally?
Well, Caffeine and Octane it's an event that I was actually shocked. I've been to a bunch of them, but once we started sponsoring, obviously you're here from the beginning to the end. And just to see the demographic of people who are here, like it's all walks of life. It doesn't matter if you're, driving an old beater or you've got one of the, McLaren supercars. It brings everybody together. So rare do you find an event where anybody can participate. It's free to come, and you can see the cars that you either wish you had or used to have.
Yeah.
It's like brings everything together. So it's just a fantastic event. Bring the family, bring the kids out, and everybody's just getting along and talking about the one thing that they love, which is cars.
Yeah, absolutely. And has C&O ever given you a moment, like a car you saw, a person you met, something that happened here that you still think about?
I mean, it's honestly every day, but I have to tell you, 2 weeks ago I saw a Buick Grand National, which I had a buddy of mine in high school who had one. We used to go out and race it, and to see that car in its glory, a perfect car. that was my one moment where I'm like, wow, that is the coolest car.
And those cars had a claim to fame at a time. Weren't they like the fastest top speed car back when they came out?
Yeah, it was
something
like
that. Yeah,
right. I mean, those things came out, and I mean, we used to throw bags of ice on top of
yeah.
the turbo, to get it faster. But it just that's the nostalgic part of it. You can go back and relive parts of your childhood, and it's just organic. And everybody and the owners are so nice. They're letting you, they show you the cars. They love the cars. They allow you to look into the cars. It's just so cool.
Yeah, for someone that's never been here, I mean, how would you describe what it feels like to walk through the lot on a Sunday morning here?
Pure energy. I mean, it's just pure, unadulterated, happy energy. Like everybody here just gets along. Everybody's helpful. Everybody's having a good time. And again, I think it's because it brings you this nostalgia, whether it's a car you want to have eventually or it's a car that you've had in the past or made some sort of impression on you.
Yeah, absolutely. And to your point, the people, man, biggest part. I mean, the conversations here, I mean, they could go in any sort of direction, but that positive energy seems like it's always there.
Absolutely.
Nice. Take me back to the beginning. I mean, I want to learn a little bit more about sort of the genesis of how Fly My Ride came together. How did that conversation about starting Fly My Ride actually happen? And then your son Patrick was coming to you with an idea, or did you see something in him first? How did that all transpire?
So I had an exit in my former business a year ago, and so I was looking for a new business to kind of get started in. And when I was 14, 15 years old, I used to detail cars for Pope Chevrolet.
Oh, cool.
So we used to put a TST pack. I don't even know if they're still in business, but back then, that's what I did.
Long history.
A long history in that, and it's just something, I feel like life is circular, something always comes back to you. And so we saw a franchise opportunity. It was based in Massachusetts, and it was the largest brick and mortar, one of the largest in the countries. But it's a high-end detail shop, and to be able to bring that high-end experience and make it a mobile experience. So that to me was kind of like, love of cars, something I've done in the past, and then an opportunity arose. So that's how it got started.
Very cool. And as a dad who loves cars, what is it about the mobile detailing space that made sense to you as a business, and what did you see that made you want to get behind it?
Number one, it was the process. Like I just saw that you had to go up the corporate, you had to be trained, everybody had to be trained for 2 solid weeks on the application. The products are incredible, like everything that they handpick the products, the best products in the business to use. So, and then understanding that the car owner, dropping your car off somewhere, whether it's servicing or having something done to it, is a hassle, right? So all of a sudden you're taking that negative part about it and you're removing it. So anytime you can eliminate a pain point for a customer, that's a business model that'll grow.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're a business guy through and through by that answer, I could tell.
A lot of entrepreneurs.
Well, yeah, and I think, the most important thing, too, to your point, is like you almost have to put your mind in the consumer's feet, like where, like you said, every point is a pain point along the way. So if you can remove that process or change it entirely where it's no longer there, I mean, the customer's going to be that much happier with you and it's going to come back.
Exactly. And they can, stay in the confines of their house or their office, and we're outside doing the work. And, we have, I don't know, almost 40 Google 5-star reviews. So people are happy with the product. They're happy with what we deliver to them, and it's convenient.
Yeah, it sounds like, and I've never used your services, but it sounds like the way you described it is, the customer gets done and they're like, oh, that's it?
That's right.
Right? They're looking for something that should be going wrong. Like they're almost building it up in their mind like, okay, well, if 1 or 2 things go wrong, it's a good experience, right? And you're removing that completely.
Completely, 100%. Yeah.
Well, supporting your son starting a business, it's a different kind of investment, It's different than just cutting a check, let's say. What did the early days of getting it off the ground actually look like between you two?
I had confidence in him. I mean, he's always been a hard worker. He worked all the way through college, and I just knew he had it in him, but he's not one of those guys that ever felt like was going to sit behind a desk. So, not just being able to work with him, but also to see him grow, to mentor him, to teach him. It's been incredible. It's been the best experience of our lives together because, as childhood, grows into manhood and adulthood, you lose some of that connectivity. So to be able to bring that back, and with my age and his age, and being able to give him some of the experiences and not make sure that he stepped in every pothole that I did along the
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
So I'm hoping that this, really transitions into a good business for him and his business owners. That's the greatest thing you can give. The greatest gift you can give is to give somebody the opportunity to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, that's really, in terms of your journey, your dynamic with your son has probably changed in a way that is really hard to perceive before going into it, I'm
100%, and such a positive. And it's not like I'm his boss. It's more about, his mentor and his guide.
Yeah.
So I don't treat it like that. And the fact that he's jumped in and, he's the one that's out there, at 6 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock at night, never complaining, doing the work, making sure, doing the investment, doing the events. I couldn't be prouder of.
Yeah, so less of a sledgehammer and more of like guardrails per se.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not the way I was raised, but that's okay.
I mean, what was the moment early on where you looked at your son and you thought, man, he's got this?
It's just work ethic. Like, I saw the fact that he was willing to put in the work, and candidly, if he wasn't that way, I don't know that I would have put into the business the way that I did, but I felt like he could do it. And again, for me to be there as the guardrails to make sure that everything on the business end is handled, and then he's just in there doing the work, and he loves it, and he comes home, and we have positive conversation, and he's still at home, so that helps also, because the work never stops, But yeah, it's been so rewarding.
That's
Grant,
awesome.
I can't tell you.
That's awesome. What has been the hardest part about watching someone you love navigate through the challenges of entrepreneurship? Because we all know they exist.
Yeah, it's tough. You watch people struggle. Going to work every day, working hard like that is a struggle. But he keeps, you keep raising the bar, and he keeps meeting the bar.
Yeah.
And so for that, for me, has just been, the most rewarding thing, and just watching him grow and watching him, grow into a manhood.
Yeah.
And in loving it. Like, it's gone from a little bit of something he was having a good time with, and now it's a passion.
Yeah.
And so to watch that passion
That's
come out in
great.
somebody, especially as young as he is, it brings it to a whole new level.
Yeah, so he's got it now more than ever, it sounds
he
like.
knows way more than I. Like, he's, deep diving now. He's working on his own car. He's doing all the things that this industry, it kind of makes you gravitate towards.
Yeah.
You change a car from a point of just getting somewhere to something you love.
Yeah.
And that's the enthusiast in this industry, which
Absolutely.
is incredible.
And then, Mike, if you could tell someone who's thinking about getting into the business with a family member, one thing you've learned from this experience, what would it be?
Allow them to grow. I mean, the biggest thing is, I worked for my dad when I got out of college. He was a very stubborn, hard-headed individual. And the older you get, you realize that the youth bring not just energy, but also a lot of knowledge, especially these days. So I stepped back, and I let him kind of figure his own way to a certain extent. I mean, obviously the guardrails are in place, making sure that he's doing the things that need to be done business-wise.
Yeah.
But as far as innovation and letting him think outside the box, that's really where the growth happens. And
That's
you don't want
awesome.
to be the guy that constricts that. Don't
Right.
constrict enthusiasm. Don't constrict new ideas, because, I'm 52, and he's way younger than I am, and he has a lot. He knows about the social media and all that stuff, like the things we're doing right now on this podcast, and that's really the influence that I allow him to have on the business.
That's awesome. And what are you most proud of? Not the business, but of Patrick.
Just him as an individual, honestly. He's such a, like I said the hardworking thing, but it's way beyond that. He's kind, he's compassionate, he's helps out with the younger siblings. The oldest sibling is always the one that the rest are going to follow. Yeah. And so if that one's astray, everything else becomes a much heavier lift.
That's
when
wisdom.
It's wisdom. And once you have him on the right path, everybody funnels through the same path. So it's been great, yes.
Well, I want to bring Patrick on now. Patrick, I guess if you're listening now, your dad set you up pretty well, so we'll welcome him to the show. Mike, such a pleasure.
Grant,
thank you
really
so much.
Appreciate it, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. This has been fantastic.
Yeah.
And you got a great podcast and a great thing going.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, now we got Patrick on here. Patrick, how's it going, brother?
It's going great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, your dad, he just told us how he sees it from his side. Give me your version. I mean, what does your average day look like running Fly My Ride?
Every day is kind of different. I'd say it starts with a talk up a coffee and a smile.
There you go.
But the thing I like about it is it's different customers, different cars every single day, so you never know what you're going to get. That's something that I really appreciate. Someone who is, I like working on my feet, working with my hands, things like that. So yeah, it's great.
Cool. Now, you grew up in a household where cars mattered, clearly. Did that shape what you wanted to do, or was the detailing side of the world something you discovered on your own?
It's funny. I would say that cars actually weren't the beginning. It was actually, we raced dirt bikes growing up.
Okay.
And so that was the introduction. I started racing 50 cc's back when I was like 8.
Oh, cool.
And it was really my dad that kind of instilled that in me. You're out in the mud all day. It's dirty. Everything's dirty.
Yeah.
I mean, literally head to toe. So cleaning those bikes, the
Yeah.
little 50 cc's all the way up to the 125s. And with that came the trucks. You're pulling trailers. Everything that's on the trailer has to get cleaned. So I always had a microfiber somewhere.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I could definitely relate, especially when I was coming to these car shows as a spectator or as a guest. I mean, it was like there was always a microfiber or some sort of like spray
for
detailer
sure.
in the
Yeah,
car.
we're not going anywhere without something. So. Plus, I have a mom that would, she wouldn't be happy if I stepped into her Suburban with muddy boots. Or
we
like
can't make mom mad at all.
No.
Starting a business backed by a parent is its own kind of pressure. You're accountable to someone who loves you and believes in you. What does that feel like from where you're sitting?
I feel blessed, honestly. It's kind of been like that my whole life. I feel like, so I grew up wrestling. Wrestling was my sport, and wrestling's a very individual sport.
Yeah.
It's your losses, your wins, and no one else can take it for you. But at the same time, my dad was always in my corner. He was my coach. He was always there, for my worst losses and my greatest victories. So it's kind of the same, he'll let me fail where I need to, and then learn, and then provide oversight and help. So it's nice. He's my hero for sure. So
Awesome.
It's nice to have him in my corner, and I know that with him we can do really some special things.
Yeah, absolutely. For someone who's never used a mobile detailing service before, walk me through what the Fly My Ride experience actually looks like from the moment that they book to the moment that your team finishes.
So something that's cool is so as soon as you reach out, so you call the booking center, you can book yourself online. We give you a call same day, 2 days, 3 days before we actually go out. So we kind of get a pre-inspection on the car before we even see it. We want to know if there's anything they're concerned about, anything they want us to focus on. So we kind of build that relationship before it even begins, before we're on site. When we get there, it's another inspection. What can we do to make this person feel special?
Yeah.
How can we breathe life back into this car? So I think that's, just nurturing the customer, making them feel like they're a part of the process is the number one thing for us. And then delivering a final product that, really shines or sparkles.
Yeah, very, very important. Getting the customer involved and making them feel special in the process, something that's kind of rare in today's world. So definitely important there. The FlyTech training standard is something you clearly take seriously. 100 hours of training before anyone touches a client's car. I mean, why does that bar matter so much in a business where most people think detailing is just cleaning?
Well, it's cars are special because they're really kind of an extension of self. It's like giving, in some cases, literally your baby over to us. So you have to trust us, and nurturing that relationship and making sure that they actually feel like, comfortable giving over something so special to us. That's what it's about. So the 100 hours of work beforehand is just to get you familiar with how you should, what the standard of procedure is. Making sure that your skills are on par with what the customer is looking for. So, once again, just curating that relationship and making them feel like comfortable with giving us something special to them.
Yeah, proper expectations, it sounds like. Now, this is interesting. There's a 142-step exterior process. Now, I'm not going to have you list off all 142 steps in the process, but in a general sense, what does that actually involve, and what does it do for a car that a standard wash doesn't?
Well, the 142-step process is really just every single step in between a couple of main processes. So pre-inspection, pre-wash, the actual wash, wheels, everything in between, interior, polishing, ceramic process. It's all kind of grouped into that. But it just shows you how detailed we want to be for the customer. When you think about a detail, you don't want to think standard car wash. You want to think these guys are going to get in there and really change the way my car looks. Things that you take for granted, sometimes cup holders or jams or just engine bay. These are things that people don't really think about when they just wash the exterior of their car, either themselves or take it through a car wash, God forbid.
Yeah.
But we take that extra step, what is necessary to deliver that experience.
Yeah. And then I guess ceramic coating and XPEL fusion, those are becoming more mainstream, but a lot of car owners still don't fully understand what they're getting. How do you explain that service to someone who's hearing about it for the first time?
Well, ceramic is unique. It's really the easiest way to explain it to a customer is like wrapping your car in a blanket of glass. So it is going to be your UV protection from the sun, your paint protection. You're going to get dust, pollen, which is super prevalent right now, protection from all of that. And when we lay it down, it is going to be 10 times, 100 times easier to wash it back off.
Oh, yeah.
You're getting years of protection out of the car. So if you care about your car, it is absolutely something that you should look into. And in my opinion, it just breathes life back into your car. The gloss that you get from it alone is worth every penny.
Oh, yeah. And then will my car stay cleaner between washes as a result of applying ceramic coating?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It makes it's a breeze. You could take an air blower to it and just blow the pollen right out.
Nothing sticks to it.
Nothing sticks to it.
Yeah, and then when I go to wash it, you're using a lot less abrasive process post ceramic coating, right?
Exactly.
You're not having to scrub as hard, putting swirl marks in it.
Exactly.
And then the ceramic, I guess, protects from the swirl marks as well, right?
Yes, sir. And in between, so once you actually get your ceramic coating done, we will take care of it. We go through 6 months, 12 months, and we reapply what's called a ceramic sealant. So, if you take care of this car, it'll last 8, 9. In some cases, I've seen it go as long as 10 years for Sunday drivers.
Yeah.
It's a great product, and it's definitely something that's exploding.
So who is a Fly My Ride client, and what kind of car owner are you typically serving, and is it different from what you expected when you started?
Well, it's kind of like Caffeine and Octane, right?
Yeah.
It's people from all walks of life. This place is so awesome, but it's very similar to our customer base. We get everything from, the Lamborghinis all the way down to a daily Honda Civic. So we take care of everybody in between. And that's what we love to do. We love to talk to people. We love to see what's bothering them and fix it for them. And it's always fun to work on a cool car, but really, it's a lot more fun to see a car that's been a little bit neglected become just a totally different car at the end.
And then you see the reaction on the client's
exactly.
face.
And that makes it all worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. Just in closing and what's next and how to find you, where is Fly My Ride headed, and are you guys are you expanding the operation, adding territory, adding services?
Right now we're really working on kind of perfecting our craft, maintaining our customers that we've already serviced, and looking for referrals in the area. We don't want to overextend ourselves too much, but we got a good thing going, and we're working on fully outfitting our shop for a couple other things. So I wouldn't say expanding right now, but we've had a great time coming into the scene since September, and we're looking forward to the future for sure.
That's awesome. And last one, if someone in Atlanta is listening right now and they want to book a detail or find out more, where are they supposed to go?
1-877-FLY-MY-RIDE or flymyride.com.
Love it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Patrick, thanks so much. Appreciate you coming on the podcast.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.